Start doing it. Start doing it on your own. Start having your own projects, right? Because Sammy Bell, my question back to you is, why are you only looking for advice on looking for the position? You should be looking for advice on how to do well in the position, right? Because, you know, I get a lot of comments or people who approach me and say, well, how do I crack the data scientist interview? Or, you know, which I hate that question, by the way. But, you know, that question is really misguided because, okay, let's say you crack the interview. What then? You're going to show up on day one and they're going to want you to work, right? So I don't want you guys to crack the interview. I want you guys to do well in the position. I want the next generation of data scientists to keep on growing the profession, right? So keep that in mind, Sammy Bell. It's not just about passing the interview or how do I land the job. It's how do you do well in the job. You do well in the job by putting in your work now. You can go out there and get the tools, get the data, right? Data science tools are very egalitarian. They're available to everybody in the world, right? There's no barriers to entry. So go out and do it. Go out and find some projects and use the tools out there. Use your knowledge, right? Nivikram says, can you give me advice for someone who is looking to choose DevOps as a career? I am a terrible person to ask for that. For those of you who know my history, and by the way, if you'd like to know more of my background and how I got into data science and what I recommend, please feel free to check out my book, Your First Year in Data Science. It's available on Amazon. I've tried to make the ebook version affordable. So I think it's accessible in most parts of the world. But in my book, I share about how I actually left DevOps. You know, DevOps for me wasn't really fun. So I really don't want to give you any advice, Nikram, because I'm just not the best person for it. You know, I like to stay in my lane. I know data science, that's all I'm going to talk about, right? But to me, DevOps just wasn't interesting anymore. You know, I did it for like 10 plus years. I've done everything you can do in Microsoft.NET. I would still take on anybody in a C# challenge. Do not challenge me on my C# skills, because if you're going to challenge me on C#, you better pack a lunch, because I'm still pretty good, but I just don't like it. Just don't like it. So I really can't advise you on DevOps. Yeah, I just got bored with it after a while. Mandar Desurkar says, can you please give me a roadmap for data science?